Welcome. Today we are talking about environmental impact assessment or EIA, but strictly from an industrial point of view. This is not an academic topic for us. If you own a factory, plan an expansion, or run EHS, EIA directly affects how your project gets cleared and how compliant your plant stays. Let us keep it practical and engineering led. Why should industries care about EIA at all? Because it gets triggered by the things you actually do: setting up new projects, expanding capacity, changing your process, or increasing water use, wastewater, emissions, and hazardous waste. Each of these changes your environmental load, and that is exactly what a regulator reviews. Understanding EIA early helps you plan pollution control and clearances instead of reacting to them. So, what is EIA in plain language? It is a structured study of how a proposed project may affect its surroundings before you build it. It examines impact on air, water, land, ecology, people, resources, the waste you will generate, and your environmental compliance position. Think of it as a forward look at your project's environmental footprint, backed by data rather than assumptions. A common misunderstanding is that EIA is just a report you file. It is not. A real EIA connects your project design, process flow, raw materials, fuel, water demand, effluent load, air emissions, and hazardous waste to your mitigation and monitoring plans. Each box here feeds the next. If one input is weak, the whole assessment is weak. When we actually run an EIA, here is what we evaluate: air emissions, water consumption, and wastewater, solid and hazardous waste, noise, land use, and traffic, the effect on local ecology, the risk profile of the operation, and the mitigation measures you put in place. Notice that almost every item on this wheel is something your engineering team already has numbers for. Here's the engineering reality: weak data creates weak EIA documentation. The strength of your assessment depends on your process flow and material balance, your water balance, your ETP, STP, or ZLD details, fuel use, stack emissions, waste generation, and utility loads. If these numbers are solid and consistent, your EIA is defensible. If they are rough estimates, reviewers will see it immediately. When might a project need an impact assessment? Typical triggers include a new factory setup, capacity expansion, product change, process modification, high water demand, high effluent load, significant emissions, hazardous waste generation, or a sensitive location. But please be careful here. Actual applicability always depends on sector, scale, location, and regulatory category. Treat these as indicators that you should check, not as a final determination. Now, the mistakes we see most often: generic, copy-paste environmental management plans, a poor water balance, unclear effluent load numbers, project capacity that is inconsistent between sections, missing pollution control details, underestimated waste generation, and weak mitigation planning. Almost all of these come back to the same root cause: shaky engineering data. Fix the basics, and most review objections simply disappear. So, how can SARK engineers help? We provide engineering-led support across the whole chain: impact assessment inputs, environmental management plan content, water balance, ETP, STP, and ZLD review, pollution control planning, energy and utility data, compliance documentation, and independent project review. Our focus is the technical basis, getting the underlying numbers right so your documentation holds up. So here is the call to action. If you are planning a new project or an expansion, get the technical basis reviewed before you start documentation and submission. It is far cheaper to fix the engineering inputs early than to rework an assessment later. Reach out to SARK engineers and consultants on call or WhatsApp at +919258087903, by email at techno@sarkenergy.in, or visit sarkenergy.in. We support impact assessment, EMP work, and environmental compliance review. Thank you.